I bought 10 photography and video accessories on Temu to test them out. Some of them are shockingly good, while others are totally garbage. Let's test them out so you don't have to waste your money. There's one item on this list that might place a $200 piece of pro gear. Stay around to see which. So the first item on the list is this kind of LED stick. This little plastic LED stick that actually has a lot of the same features as pro lights do. For instance, we can put on some more power so we can actually use this, and you can see it's lighting my face and competing with the main light that I'm using right now. It of course has different RGB modes that you can use, and also these funky ones where it changes the light. Then it has normal color mode, and it has different tones, which is really good. And it also has like this rhythm mode, so it will interact with the way I am talking, or if you are having music, then it should react. It's not really doing that much at the moment, but it is working if I'm talking really loud, close to it. Hello? 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 Hello, hello. So it has to be quite loud to react. It might work better if you're listening to music, but yeah, it's not really a function that I'm going to use. I'm more interested in the RGB lights, and also of course in the warm, cold daylight lights that you can use to light a subject. Lighting my back a little bit more than the light I'm having over here. I could have set this up instead, but yeah, I could also use the light to light my face in a creative way, or you could use it to light a subject or a product in different ways, like so. And it also has magnets up here, so you can attach it to magnetic things. And of course it has a normal thread mount, so you can attach it this way too. And it is a USB charged plasticky, but I think it delivers some really good output. And it's really useful to light different things, and they are really cheap. So yeah, I just bought a couple of those just to have them, because you can always use these, and because this is so small, it is really easy to place somewhere to help you light a scene or to light a subject without anyone noticing it being there. So of course, one thing you are not getting with this is an app to control it. And you cannot really control the color temperatures. There are these 3 settings, so you cannot dial it in like you could with a more expensive light. But that being said, this kind of light is still useful, and when it's this cheap, you cannot really complain about it. I've already used this light for one of my videos earlier, because I used it to light my products when I was making a thumbnail about the Viltrock lens here that I tested out recently. So speaking about lights, you can always use lights as props or other kind of items for props for making your scene more interesting. Like in the background here, you can see the purple light. This is right now lit from one of those sun light lamps that you might have seen being really popular on social media. And also, you cannot really see this, but I use this quite often in my videos. This is also an RGB light that I bought on Temu, which is really cheap. And it comes with a remote, so you can change the lights and you can dim it and stuff like this. So it is kind of like a bigger version of the RGB lights that we just talked about. And the sunlight lamp, yeah, you can use this in various ways. I'm just using it to light the background to show how this works. And there are so many kind of lights and lamps that you can buy on Temu that are useful. You can also buy like props. I bought this, which delivers a really nice light. And yeah, this is a really great prop for a scene. I really like these USB driven lights, because they are so easy to place somewhere and just turn on. And I also just like use this for normal day purpose. I have it here on my desk, and it delivers a really nice and cozy light. But yeah, you can also get like cutting maps that you can use in your overhead shots to add some texture and colors to your scene. You can buy plants to have as an interesting background. You can buy different kinds of elements to make your overhead shots more interesting by adding texture and something to look at apart from the product you are introducing. This also includes funny items or perhaps these paper texture things that can be interesting to look at. But there's so many funny things that you can buy on Temu that you can use in your shots to make them look interesting, and these are just a couple of examples. This is a Godox onboard flash that you can put on any camera to use, and then you will have a flash. Many new cameras don't come with an onboard flash or on-camera flash, and these can be really nice to create these old school kind of shots where you have some hard shadows. That has been really popular in the commercial world for some times now. And yeah, like my Sony cameras don't come with this, my a6000 does, but it's also a very old camera. My new Fuji X-M5 doesn't have this, and some people have been complaining about this. So this Godox small flash here is a really good alternative to use if you want a flash on your camera. And it works on all brands, so Sony, Fuji, Canon, etc. You just put it in and then it will work. Then we have these Arca quick release plates that you can get really cheap, and they can be really useful if you want to switch your camera between different mounts, and they are really cheap on Temu, and yeah, I bought a lot of those, so you can use them to switch things around. You can also use these for lights and other parts of items that you want to attach to different spots. Speaking of items, then we have this L plate, and I bought this in red, but it comes in different colors like silver and black and orange, I think. And this is of course useful if you want to switch your camera between being in vertical or in horizontal mode. Then this is a really good item to have, and it makes it really easy for you to do so. And if you combine this with the Arca Swiss mount, then it is really fast to switch between these. So talking about making things quicker and easier, I guess you have seen these angle links before that Peak Design produced first, but they have been made in several brands. But yeah, you can also get these on Temu to make it easier for you to take off a camera strap. But you can also attach these links to like a gimbal or another kind of item that you are carrying around, and then you can quickly release it and use it from these links and the strap or the thing that is holding this angle link. And again, on Temu these are really cheap, so you can get like packs of 5 or 10 for no money. And I would really recommend you getting these because it just makes your life so much easier. So if you found this video interesting so far, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps a lot, and it also makes me know that this kind of video is something that you are interested in. Thanks. And then we have the Swiss Army knife for rigs, and of course I am talking about the clamp and the magic arm. When you first buy one of these and you start to use it, you'll find out how incredible useful a magic arm is, because you can use this to mount different items in various ways. But yeah, there are just so many ways that you can use a magic arm. For instance, you can use it to mount items to your cameras, so you get these POV kind of shots. You can use it to mount your camera or a light in spots that won't be that easy to reach. For instance, I am mounting the sunlight behind me right now with a magic arm, where I'm actually just balancing the sunlight on a clamp and the magic arm that I've put on the door, as you see. And yeah, I haven't found these from Temu to be worse than the ones that you get from small rig, for instance, like the friction and the sturdiness, or like the tightness that you can switch to hold the things, and the amount of weight that these things can hold are exactly the same that you can do with a small rig one that you buy on Amazon or from small rig. And they also have the longer ones where it has more angles, so you can turn it and twist it a bit more around. I haven't bought those, but I would think that these are pretty much of the same quality as these ones. So on Temu you can get a lot of different filters that you can use with your camera, all from mist filters to macro filters to different kinds of optical filters that change the way your image look. I've bought just one macro filter, and it is a really easy and cheap way to get a macro look for your shots, so you can go really close and change up the shots that you use in your video. But I also bought this optical prism lens kind of thing that just adds some sort of interest to your shots. So this is something that can help you get some more creative shots that you can use in your videos. And I actually think that the show on Disney called Paradise has used some sort of filter like this to get some more interesting shots in some of the scenes. And yeah, you can use these for both video, product photography, or even portrait photography if you would like to. Then we have this hard case storage case with foam. This is a budget alternative to a Pelican case, because Pelican cases can be really expensive, but they are a great way to take your gear with you if you are going out on a shoot and you need to carry a lot of gear. And I just bought this one here to test it out, because they are not the most cheap items on Temu either, but they're still way cheaper than the Pelican cases. And so far I don't think that this is a bad product. I actually think it is of really high quality. You can feel that the plastic is hard and sturdy, and the foam inside is just like any other foam. And you have the ability to cut out the foam and use it in the way that you want, so it fits your needs. So really nothing bad to say about this, and I'm going to buy more of these, I'm pretty sure. And then we have a mystery item from Temu. And what the is this? This is a alternative to a jib arm, and also an alternative to getting overhead shots. You can mount this to your tripod or another kind of stand where you can screw in the plate here. Then you have the possibility to use it to spin it around or to lever it, so you can get different kinds of shots. This will just make it easier for you, if you want to put your camera in a different angle. Or perhaps if you want to make some sort of creative shot, you can actually use this for you could perhaps use this as a 360 spinner to showcase a product in a 360 way. And yeah, you can use this as a sort of a jib to make interesting moves when you are doing shots. And yeah, this was not the cheapest item as well, but it is still cheaper than if you need to buy this on Amazon. So I'm really pleased with this item, and yeah, it's made out of quality metal, so nothing to complain about. At last we have a V-mount plate attachment with a grab. These can actually be pretty expensive, I think, and it is really handy if you are mounting a V-mount battery on a non-traditional rig, because you can use the grab to mount the attachment to many surfaces, and then you can put in your V-mount battery. And I found this to be really useful if you're using some of the newer lights that are battery powered, because then perhaps you need more power to light the light, and a V-mount battery is a really good option. And you can attach this to the light stand, and then you can plug in your light to the V-mount battery, and you can keep shooting for longer times. So this was 10 items, but I've actually bought some other stuff that I just want to quickly talk about, and let's just say that these are some cool bonus items. So I bought this carbon selfie stick that turns out to be 3 meters long, and I didn't buy it to use it as a selfie stick. I actually bought it to use as a boom mic arm, because boom arms are really expensive, and this really wasn't. So this is just a really cheap alternative if you're looking for a boom arm to attach your microphone to, if you're doing like interviews and stuff like this. And then quickly, I've talked about this in another video, you can also get these hot shoe covers. You can get the normal ones, and you can also get these more creative ones that will put a different look on your camera. And I just think that it's really nice to have hot shoe covers for your camera to protect your camera. And if you have a Fuji camera like me, they don't provide this with the camera, which is pretty strange. So you need to buy these, but you can also use these for other cameras. And I think that most of us have thrown these away, so it's really good to have some more laying around that you can use if you need them. Then you can get these lens filter bags or purses, so you can carry more lens filters, and this will work well with the filters we talked about earlier. But actually I don't use these for storing the filters. I use these to store my step-up rings, because or else you just have these lying around, I think. So I bought this with 3 holes in it, and I've just sorted them in a way that works for me. I have my 40mm filters, I have my 50mm filters, and I have my 60mm filters. So I can easily find them and use them when I'm doing shots that requires me to use stepper rings to use the filters on a certain lens. But you can also get other alternatives to this, like hard cases and stuff like this. And I might consider buying some hard case filter storage to store all of my filters in the same place. Then for all of my photographers out there that are interested in product photography, I think that you can buy a lot of cheap jewelry and stuff like this that you can practice your product photography at. And this is really good because this can be some of the hardest thing, that if you want to practice product photography or product video photography, then what should you use? What kind of products should you practice on? You don't want to go out and buy a really expensive item just to take a couple of shots, but you can actually find some pretty nice things on Temu that you can buy and that you can practice on. And being added, I bought this diffuser cone that you can use to diffuse the lights on a lot of products, and this is really handy, especially if you are shooting like jewelry. And these diffuser cones can actually be really expensive too, but here you can get it really cheap on Temu and it works just as well as the expensive ones. This was all for now, guys. I hope you like this kind of video where I was testing out Temu gear to use in your photography, video or creative game. Could you use this video? Please make sure to leave a like and also subscribe to the channel, because this will also let me know that I should make this kind of video for another time. Stick around, guys. Boy.
I'm the biggest in the game, I'm the one they talk about. Everybody know my name, my resume is loud.